This is a really quick video on just editing little detail things. If you are working on this, like sizing this to be exactly what you want, and you don't want it to snap into place. I was having this problem yesterday and I was like getting frustrated. I realized that my enable snapping box was checked. So if that is checked down here in your guides, then when you are moving this around, it's going to do that, where we want it to be in the middle of those two spots to like fit perfectly as a little frame. So if I can take out this enable snapping box, and then I can move it exactly to where I want it to be, to have it fit exactly where I want it to fit. Also, when you're working with your text boxes, make sure that they are as wide as you want, especially if you are having click actions. So if we basically want to turn this into a clickable link on your site, make sure that your site or your text box is fully encompassing your text and your letters as much as possible. That way, when your clients are clicking, they have more than just, this little tiny space to click. Like if they click this letter down here, they're going to miss it. They have to click on the blue box, which they're not going to be able to see the blue box online. This is only, obviously in your builder. So just make sure you're keeping those things in mind while you're editing. We talked about this in a couple other videos if you've watched them, but I'll reiterate here. When you're editing your mobile site, your mobile version versus your desktop version, if you want to change the line height in your text here on the mobile but not in here, like the space in between these letters is smaller than the space in between these letters, or if you want to change the size of your text, like obviously this wedding inventory is a smaller size font than it is over here on the desktop, because obviously we're working with a much smaller screen, and so we want to condense a little bit. So to do so, you need to make sure over here in your text style panel that you are clicking this little 3 dots over here on the size. If you only want to change the size of the font, you need to click over here and hit split mobile. So this one I haven't done yet. So you can hit this split mobile and desktop. So right now, currently, if I were to edit the letter spacing on this box with these pink fonts, it will affect both pages. So let's see as an example, see how it's doing that on both. If we click the 3 dots and we hit split, then whenever I do it, I can only do it on the mobile or only on the desktop. So make sure you're doing that if you don't want it to be changed on both sides. If you want it to be changed on both sides, then obviously you don't have to do that. So there's that little tip. Let's see. Okay, while you are editing on your cell phone version and your desktop version, do not go off the edges where you cannot see it. Otherwise, it will be cut off in your preview, right? Or in your live version. So stay within the lines, stay within your frames, especially on your desktop. My monitor at home is 27 inches. So I tend to want to go all, like when I first started building websites, I wanted to go all the way out to the edges of my screen and all this other stuff. And that when I would preview it on my 27-inch monitor, I could see it all. But when you opened it up on a smaller monitor, such as a laptop or just even a smaller desktop monitor, things were cut off. So stay within your lines over here. Don't go over here in this plaid background area with your main items. This right here, I have off into, off the screen, off the, border that we're supposed to stay into. And I have it clicked on the desktop version, as I want it to horizontally lock all the way to the far right, no matter what monitor size you're on. So if I preview this and we open it up into my 27-inch screen, we can see that it's like way over here, just kind of like little flowers, just kind of like as a little extra side design. Same thing with these. We have these ones locked to the far left. And if I were to pull this down and minimize it and make it kind of more of like maybe a smaller screen, like a laptop type screen, when I go up, it's still here on the far side. You can even see more. And most people don't have big 27-inch monitors that they're looking and browsing on. Honestly, most people are browsing on their cell phones. It's a huge statistic that most people are browsing these sites on their mobile device. But if they do open up their laptop, it's going to show it here, and then this is going to be here. So I have this designed to where if it does go into a smaller screen, like it's not going to completely cover up images or anything like that. So those are why you can, or when you can kind of create and design and build outside of the bounds. That's how you would do that. If we were wanting to lock this and make it show more, we would do this, but you have to be careful with this locking device, because especially with items like this, it kind of will cut off and you won't really be able to see how it's just different, and you kind of have to tweak it and reshape your element and move it around and see like where, what kind of size it'll fit for that locking device. So that's just kind of like one of those little trial and error, play around with it kind of things. At least that's what I've found. So things to note.